Hi. So I'm attempting to film in landscape rather than portrait because apparently that's what you're supposed to do for a vlog. Um, this is something I didn't know, so let's give it a go. Also, thanks for coming back. If you came back after my day away, I had a migraine, and that sometimes can really lay me up for a while. It took me out for most of the day. Um, but I'm feeling better today. I'm doing better. I'm a bit slow. I feel like I've got a hangover, a migraine hangover. And it hurts a bit, but I'm okay. I'll be all right. Um, I got some stuff. Some stuff came in the mail um, yesterday, so I can show it to you. I ordered these things. I got a booklet of William Morris paper, scrapbook paper, which is beautiful. I really like William Morris. I do love a bit of arts and crafts. So I got that to play with. And I got, and then Ketty came home with this, which is like a proper cutting mat. So I don't necessarily have to use this little kitchen cutting mat I got. I don't really mind using this. This is better. So I could kind of use it. My measuring skills are not great. And I got a paper quilling kit. I know nothing about paper quilling, so if you know about paper quilling, you can tell me what some of these tools are for. I get that I can cut paper into strips. There is a child about. I can cut paper into strips and wrap them around the shapes to get whatever size circle I want, obviously, or square, or teardrop shape, or leaf shape, or triangle. So that's the thing. I'm going to be using this stuff to make stuff for my dollhouses. So I can wrap paper and glue it around here and get a square. That could be a tabletop, possibly. I got this, which I think I put pins in, and I can then wrap paper around that and glue it, and then so I can create shapes. I got a circular ruler, which is great. I can use this for all sorts of stuff. I always want to make circles, and I trace them out around a thing. They're never right. Never right. There's this. I don't know what this is. There's instructions in here, but they're all in possibly Chinese. So maybe Japanese. I don't know. I know nothing about Asian alphabets, so I definitely can't read it. And there's pictures in the instructions, but there's no pictures with this instrument in it. Tell me what this is. Someone knows what this is. What is this? It's like a brush, see? Or a comb, I mean. Maybe it's a comb. All right. Then there's this thing, which is a paper crimper. That's pretty cool. Paper quilling people must be hardcore. A glue bottle with lots of tips. Very useful. A thing called a curling coach. It doesn't look like any curling coach I've ever met. Haha. That's a sport joke. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, I guess this just helps you curl paper. I suppose it encourages the curling of paper. There's this, which I guess once you've curled your paper, you can push it down in and it'll make the shape. If you have a large like coil of paper, and then glue it, which is cool. I could make like paper bowls, but I could also use it to make, like look, there's a little tiny one. Like that could be a doorknob. I could put clay in them. So I make little clay plates, little slump clay plates. There's this, which I guess it's a cork board, and you stick pins in it to hold your paper maybe in place, and then, or a coil, and then you let it open up into the shape, I suppose. Or you mold paper strips into the shape. All could come in very handy for things that I'd like to make. This, I guess you just put your paper coils on it and you glue them maybe. I think everything here you can get glue on. Here's the instructions. Here are the instructions. So, if you read this alphabet and you can tell me what these things mean, I would love that. Pins. An awl, which I definitely needed. And this is a thing I guess you wrap paper around, coil your paper with. Scissors. Sheets of plastic. Maybe you can draw your own shapes on them and then shape this one and shape your paper to whatever you've drawn. And this one, I guess it says coordinate setting for quilling only. Coordinate setting. See, that's something that you have to do paper quilling, I guess, to understand. I don't understand. This is what I need and want and would love to have many more of. Look at that. But there's this. This is what entertains me the most. Like, you really love coil and paper if you need this. Fascinating. I'm totally going to use it. I'm going to be coiling everything over here. Make sure I put it all back. Alright. So I also got a giant tub of Mod Podge. Big thing of Gorilla Glue. And a rotary cutter, which you might give to my kid. So those are the new things I've gotten. But I also made a new thing. So you saw me start the little tin that I was making. So I've added some things to it. So I've decided it's going to be a sewing kit, and it'll be a working sewing kit. But unlike other sewing kits, it's a sewing kit with a fireplace. Yoink. Having you in landscape doesn't make that very easy. So, there's a fireplace. See? And I did make a chimney for the fireplace, because you can't be smoking out your sewing kit. And then when you are done your fire, you just use your chimney to scoop out your candle to turn it off. So I've been making that. I've got some spools of thread like this that I'm going to use in it. So I'll put it on some dowels in there. And I've got a bunch of lovely little things actually. There's a thimble, which I'll find a place for in there. Do you remember when I made the little tomato? Well, there you go. That's going to get glued in there somewhere, maybe next to the fire, with pins in it. I've got some little scissors. And I've covered them in tape to make them a little jazzier. And I put a magnet on them so they can just get attached anywhere at all to the thing. You can stick it to the roof if you have to. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm going to work on today. So I'll check in later and you can see my progress. Okay, thanks for watching. Hello. Do you need to be up here? Excuse me. You're such a nice cat, aren't you? Too very bad, but too very nice. Show them how beautiful you are. Yes, like that. Okay, I'm back. I've made a basket. Really had to glue the bejesus out of the top because it was falling apart. I made the mistake of soaking the jute, and that's what held the jute together, was whatever it is that's in it, the glue that's already in it. So anyway, I think it works fine though. I'm not sure what I'll put in there. I kind of thought maybe I'd make like a little ball of wool and put a darning needle in that for it to be useful, and maybe so it's got a ball of wool and a darning needle in it. So I've got to dig out some wool that I've spun. What else have I done? I made a little chair out of paper, so using the template from that wooden set that I got. So I'm going to cover it, I think, with some William Morris paper. Might be nice on it. And I cut out some shelves to go in it as well. So I've got to paint these. And then I'll install some things, I think. So I'll be back. Okay, well, I'm sort of finished. I think that there could be more things in it. Maybe you can give me some ideas. I'll give you a tour. So you take the lid off, and inside, these are all the things that are glued in and are permanent. Oh yes, and I did put a little pendant lamp in there because, you know, once the lid's on, the sewing kit does need some light. All right, so I've glued in these dowels, and they are for the threads. One by one, I put them on. And I got these threads just in a little kit from the dollar store. I think there was something like 12, but I didn't want to use all 12 in here. Watch me fiddle. There you go. And then I come around to the fireplace. And so the fireplace, I have the chimney, and that just gets stuck in the side when the tin is closed. So pop the chimney in, turn on the tea light, and yes, I painted the tea light black as well. And that goes in. And the pincushion tomato gets a variety of pins. This was all kind of awkward to do one-handed, so bear with me. And then I stuck some sewing needles in there as well. Now, I do love the little chair. It may need some more, though, or need something else with it. So I'm open to suggestions. I kind of blocked up. So over here, I've got this, as you can see, there's like a little box on top of my shelf. There's two shelves, and the lower one has a coffee on it and a magnet. So this little box looking thing on the shelf is actually for holding the measuring tape. This took me so many tries to do this one-handed, to feed this in here. Yes, very graceful, Kara. Very, very graceful. Look at that. Look at that. So with two hands it works fine. And you just slide your measuring tape in there. This is a little box, or like a little bag, I guess, beside the chair that it is glued down. And so I was trying to think of other things that needed to be in here, and I realized buttons would be a very important thing to put in here. But I don't think I have any buttons. So I made some out of the Shrinky Dinks. I traced out some circles with my new circle ruler and drew some more circles on the buttons, and I used a hole punch for the buttonholes, and then stuck them in the oven for a little bit, and I made 6 little buttons so they can be kept in this little sack beside the chair. Look at the fire glowing. And yes, in on the shelf, you can just barely see it. There's a little magnet, little black magnet stuck to the shelf there. And that is for a little book I made. So I'd like to get a tiny working pencil to go with this little book, because I made it so you could, oh yes, of course, I dropped it. I made it so you can write on all the pages. And I wrapped the book in. The book cover is made out of that knitted paper that I got from Emily. And there, just stick it in and attach it with the magnet. That means that it doesn't go flying around when the tin's closed. Yes, the only thing that flies around is the chimney and the tea light. There's a little basket I made, and I got some of my homespun and a darning needle, and that can be kept in there. You can see I've put a little cameo on the wall as well. Over here, what am I pointing to there? Oh, yes, that is a magnet as well on the wall, and I also stuck a magnet to the thimble, so the thimble can be attached. And the scissors with the magnet on it can get stuck to the wall. They just sort of snap on. And this is a needle threader, and I also attached a magnet to that so that none of this sort of flies around the tin when it's closed up. Oh, and of course I dropped it. I wonder how long I'm gonna... Oh, look! That was quicker than you'd imagine from me. Oh, no, throw it down again, Kara. Ah, I am a disaster. Anyway, there is the needle threader that I then struggled to get on the wall, of course. I'm all thumbs. All right, let's see if I can get it on this time. Ah, yes. And there you go, and it just clicks to the wall. So, there's this little sewing room that I've made. I do think it's really sweet, and it's all usable, so it could actually be someone's active sewing kit. But it might need some other things. What's your suggestions? Any ideas? What else should I put in this little sewing kit? I am very open to ideas.